Hi Flosstube, good morning. It's Helen D. Thank you for spending some time with me today. Today is Monday, February 1st. Happy February. We made it through January. I typically don't film on Mondays, but we're expecting that snowstorm that's making its way to the east to come through, I think late tonight, heavy overnight, snow and rain all day tomorrow. It's gonna be a mess. So I'm fully expecting to have company. I don't know if school will close for a snow day, or this year, now that we're remote 3 days a week anyway, sometimes they're just deciding to do a remote day with like Zoom classes. So we'll see. It will be a 5 a.m. phone call either way. You know, they can't call it the night ahead. Gotta wake you up at 5 o'clock. So we'll see. It'll be fine. So I thought I would do my video today so that I could share my stuff. I've got quite a bit to show. I don't really have a lot of life updates. It's been more of the same. I do have one little, I don't know, I got one little tidbit for you. So last video I showed that I had finished my winter whirligig, and I do them on these pedestals. And I did do a tutorial that's now in that playlist that I made that shows how I do these. I got this at Michael's last spring, but it looks like they're coming back. I looked on their website and I just searched pedestal, and they had these. This is the small one, and there's a bigger one. The bigger ones, I don't have any down here, but they are perfect for Heartstring Samplery has a series of rounds, and they fit on there perfect on, like, I think I did mine on a 16 count. And they have colors. So it looked like there was the silver, a white, and like a pink or a coral. My Michael's doesn't have them in stock. It said they weren't in that store. And online you can't pick your color, but they might be in your store throughout the spring. I met my sister last week. I had a bag of stuff to go to her. She had a bag of stuff to come to me. I said, I'll meet you at Michael's. It's halfway-ish. It's closer to her, but that's okay. I never get to go to Michael's. So I drive up there. Closed. A sign on the door. We had an AC Moore in Augusta, and the AC Moore closed. And Michael's is moving into the AC Moore because it's a bigger, much newer building. So I call her, don't come here. I'll meet you down there at the other store. So I go down to the other store, not open. They're in the process of moving other stuff. So the first store was closed, but the second store was not yet open. So close, yet so far away. My wallet thanked me, but I did not get to go into Michael's. So there's those. That's the only kind of housekeeping. And we'll jump in. I had 3 FFOs. 2 of them I only really needed to put trim on. These were from my Friday night ski alone time finishing fest a couple weeks ago. I just hadn't put the trim on. So I did that this week. So this is the first one. This is it called Cat-O-Lantern? It's Misty Purcell Luminous Fiber Arts, and this is from the 2020 Halloween just cross stitch. So I just made a simple pillow. I used this fabric that Misty had actually sent me a couple years ago with the little cats and a little trim. So that one's done. And then the other one that I finished, and again, these are both Halloween finishes because I'm just going through the pile. This is from Sweeping Cobwebs by the Prairie Schooler. I should have grabbed the chart because I didn't do the whole thing. I just did the top, and I made up this little spider web to kind of fill that space because there was like a whole bunch of stuff underneath, like a house and a bunch of stuff, but I just wanted to do the top. So I finished that with a little fold of fabric and a very uneven herringbone stitch, and I put a little trim. This never happens. Those lined up perfectly, perfectly, and that is unusual for me. So that one is done. And then the third one I just finished yesterday. This, since I talked to you last, was a new start and a finish, and now it's a fully finish. This is Alice in Wonderland. It's from Stitchy Princess, and I will put a link to her Etsy store down below. And it's in glass, so it might be a little glary. Yeah, it's a little glary. Sorry, it's about the best I can do. So it's Alice in Wonderland. I did have to change the blues because I used 14 count Storm, and the called for blues just weren't quite showing. And I finished this in a frame because for my birthday, like an early birthday present, we put up a couple picture ledges in my craft space so that I can just swap out finishes, and that's gonna go up there. And I'm kind of thinking that that won't be for like seasonal stuff. Those will kind of be for all the things like this that I love and I finish and I just want to have out, but they don't really go with my seasonal stuff. So they'll just kind of live up there. And I wanted to put glass on it so they don't get all dusty. Seems it's not something I'm only having out for a couple months. You know, a lot of my seasonal stuff I'll finish, you know, like this pedestal, just regular, it's out, but it's only out for a little bit and then it doesn't get all dusty. So that one is done. Whips. I've got a few bags and everything's still in them, so. Oh, I have housekeeping on this one too. Okay. This is the book that no one can find because for some reason it's $100. So I worked on Woodland Christmas. This is by Karen Kluba of Rosewood Manor. There's the whole thing. It's kind of like Anna Forrest grew light because it's like, I don't know, a fourth to a sixth of the size of Anna Forrest grew. But you can't find this book. So I emailed Karen Kluba and I said, hey, you know, I'm stitching this chart. A few people have asked. Can't find it. Other charts in these books get re-released, right? Like we talked last time, like this one here. Stitchrovia has some in some of these books that she's then released, and Satsuma Street. You know, is it, I don't know what the contract details are, but is this something that you might consider releasing? So she said, excuse me, it's a coffee day. She said she will check her contract and see if that is something that she could release, probably as a PDF. Great news. She's a snowbird, so she's not home. She splits her time, kind of like my parents. She's in Florida for the winter, and then I think she said Michigan. She said the contract is at her other house, and she's in Florida. So she said, I will check, but it will be like May. So if you're interested in that chart, what I would recommend, mark your calendar for like the end of May, beginning of June. Check her website, which is I just Googled Rosewood Manor and it came up. And if it's not there, just send her an email. I sent the email right on the website, just to the email address on there. She got back to me, I sent it at night. The next morning I had an email. Just because that's so far away, she might need a little reminder, but I wouldn't remind her until then, right? I'd hold off. And that way you can just ask her then when she's there and can just do it. So here's my progress. I got quite a bit done. I'm stitching this on 25 count Wedgwood Lugana because, like I said, it has a lot of little animals, like these little birds that are over 1. So I needed to do it on an even weave or linen, but for me an even weave. So I got this much done. This is like the bottom is like right here. I think this is a page. It's kind of 4 pages. So I got a lot done on that. I enjoyed it. I had to move the Q-snap and I thought, okay, I'll put it up for now. And then I had a couple other things I wanted to start, so I'll work on that again later. I'm in no rush. So there's that one. Tuck that back in there or it'll be who knows where. After I finish Alice in Wonderland, I like to have a little small going because when we're playing Dungeons and Dragons, I can have something on a 6-inch Q-snap that I can just work on in hand when we're playing. So this is haul. This is the new one by Hands On Design. It's called Hop On In. And I started this on, I believe this is, picture this plus dusk. Looking to see if I wrote it down. I'm gonna have to move the Q-snap just a little. It doesn't quite all fit. So this one just gets worked on. This is done in the Sulky pack, the same Sulky pack that she'd used for the bunny butts, more chocolate bunnies. But I'm using a mix of DMC. I pulled Classic Colorworks Pumpkin Harvest. I have a couple greens to choose from, Nature Trail and Bean Sprout. Colonial Copper is another orange, and then I have 2 blues pulled to see which one this is the called for. But if it doesn't show up, I have something a little brighter. I haven't gotten there yet. So that one's underway. Then I had another new start. Had a lot of new starts in January, and I'm half wondering if I need to take February to kind of work through some stuff. I know the plan was I'm gonna start something every week for the first 6 weeks. You know, plans, schmans, it's changed already. So I might take February to catch up. But I started Pretty Little Amsterdam. This is Satsuma Street. It is on her website, her Etsy store. I've done DC and Paris. This was the next one. I told my husband, I have a few more. This was the other one that I had printed in color from when he was still at work. I actually had this one kitted up to start a couple years ago, right when Notre Dame caught fire, and I switched and I did Paris instead. So, there's my Amsterdam. I'm doing this on 14 count Picture This Plus Arial, which is a super light blue, and I think it's one of the ones that they kind of had to discontinue because they were having problems with blue dyes. Don't hold me to that. That's what my brain thinks. Yeah, so this one's fine. There's a lot of color changes in there, but they're kind of blocky, right? Like I did the boat, and I don't mind. I love them. So that one's underway. A lot of the ones I found that I chose to start this beginning of the year are non-seasonal. They're kind of things that I put off, and I want to start them, so I am. Then the other thing that's in my whips, and I guess they're whips, my main group of stitchers has been doing, and I didn't bring the book down, it's Blackbird Designs. We're calling it the Friendship Stitch Along because that's the name of the book. And I don't have it because we each have a copy of the book. Oh, Our Lasting Friendship. Donna wrote it on her bag. Thank you, Donna. In Our Lasting Friendship. So we started it like a year ago, maybe even in the fall of 2019. And we were going to exchange it because we used to meet like once a month. So we were each going to exchange it and work on the next person's. And then COVID happened and no one saw each other and they kind of lingered. And then we finally were like, all right, we're going to have to mail. If we're ever going to get these done, we have to mail. So because we were swapping, we all just kept our own chart, and then we could just mail your fabric and your floss because half of us chose different fabric and floss. A couple of us used the called for. You could pick whatever you wanted. So I have one more to stitch and pass on, and that's my sister's. And then I got mine back as well, which needs to be finished. We didn't mark off oh, when it's your turn, stitch this section. So it was kind of stitch what you can, pass it on. So some of them are further along than others. Some of them, the person who it is, stitched something just to test their colors, like before they passed it on. So they are all in varying states. This one is Donna's. I know she used Ship's Manor mummy wraps for hers. And I don't know what her flosses are. It looks like a mix. Color and Cotton, Victorian Motto, just a mix. She chose her own. So this is the one I need to stitch on, and then I can pass it on and she'll have hers back. There's a big tree on the bottom, which I think is done on mine, so I can show you on that. And I think that's what I'm gonna do on hers. Mine, I did, it's been so long. Picture This Plus. I don't remember. It's a gray. It's a greeny gray. I cannot for the life of me remember what this fabric is. So here is mine. And I used Victorian Motto. So see that big tree in the bottom is what I'm gonna do on Donna's. So this one has a few holes that need to be filled, and there's a border that goes, an outer border, and then we all put our initials in the inside. Honestly, I'm in no rush to finish that. Mine will be the 8th one I've worked on. I kind of feel like I've stitched this thing 8 times. It has like these berry baskets. There's one in each corner. So I have 2 more to do on mine. I've done them on other people's. I need a little break. So I'm gonna finish Donna's, get that to her. Maybe we'll go to Michael's. That will be my incentive to get it done. And then mine can just hang out until I'm feeling it again. So that's whips. I have a little bit of purchases, which I kind of haven't. I've been pretty good, but this time I do. I was waiting for that Hop On In to come out from Hands On Design because she showed that and I knew I needed to have it. It was adorable. So I stalked Penny of thedailystitcher.com. And when she's on auto ship with Hands On Design, so she gets them really fast. So that came out, like she posted it at night, boop, did my order. And she said, I'm gonna be in your town tomorrow. Want me to just drop them off? I'm telling you, it could not be better service. Her daughter lives one town over, so she happened to be coming down to help out with her grandkids. So she dropped off Hop On In. I also got First Frost. I love this one. I don't know if I will do them, the finishing to be like the snowman, or if I'll just finish them on their own. I also don't know if I'm gonna do them on white, because you guys know I'm not a huge white fabric stitcher. I got those 2 and this one, Brenda Gervais. Best time of the year. I couldn't read that backwards in that font. So that one's super cute. So and this one. Love Words. Love Notes. And she also just showed that she's done a Easter one. That's cute. I won't get to those this year. I typically don't decorate a lot for Valentine's Day, but just because it's only up for a couple weeks. And then I put it off and I don't think about it, and then it's like this time of year and I'm like, oh, I should stitch some Valentine's stuff, and then it's too late. So maybe I'll work them in randomly later in the year. And the other thing, I needed a piece of fabric from 123 Stitch, and fabric can't travel alone. So I got Naughty or Nice from Erica Michaels, which this one has the bigger piece. Sorry about the glare. And 2 berries. They show it better on the back. One says naughty and one says nice. Because, you know, I made one berry. So now I want to make all the berries. That was it. So, giveaways. Last thing. Janet Turner, I have not heard from you yet. You won the spring wee bird from Cobweb Corner. So try and get back to me. If I haven't heard from you by my next video, I'll have to choose someone else. I will try to comment on your comment again, but YouTube is not playing nice this morning and loading comments, so I'll do my best. But let me know your address so I can get that out, or I will have to choose someone else. So last video, we had 2 giveaways from Cobweb Corner. She is doing still the Wee Birds Stitch Along. I finished Stitching Bird and fully finished it. A lot of the birds are so quick. I'm on the Facebook group, which I'll link. Like, there's finishes all the time because they don't take that long. And a couple people have done cubes, and a couple people have done pillows, and just regular, you know, like flat, not flat folds, but like a mounted finish. So there's some really cute finishes to see. So we had, I didn't bring them down, they're upstairs. So, notes. Last week, it was from Cobweb Corner. There was 2 more of the Wee Birds. So she gave me Stitching Bird, which is going to Cassiana Paradis, or Parody. And the July 4th bird, the Patriotic Bird, is Debbie Varney. I did comment on both of your comments with my emails, so you can get back to me, let me know your address. I'll pop them in the mail. So then this week, I went through, quite a few stitchers have sent me in charts to either keep or use for giveaways, and I found one more bird. So we have Winter Bird. This does not have the buttons, but Winter Bird. Giveaways, please be 18 so you can legally give me your address, be a subscriber, don't say giveaway. So I would like to stitch Winter. Use Winter in your comment. You can just say Winter. You don't have to be creative if you're feeling it. You don't need to. And then I also found this one, which was Jig of the Ladybug, which is cute for spring. So this one I would like to stitch Ladybug. And that will be giveaways for next video. And that's the end of my notes. Plans, like I said, I don't really have much. I'm just gonna kind of plug away. I'm working on Amsterdam. When I feel like taking a break, I will. I think I'll try to hold off on new starts, except I do have one stitching book club. Sense and Sensibility, I think. As I said last time, I'm not really doing it for the book. I'm just doing it for the pretty flowers. That starts on February 13th. So inadvertently, that will be my birthday start because that's my birthday. And I'm doing mine on white. After saying I don't really stitch on white, I'm gonna do that one on 25 count, white Lugana. She has a conversion if you're stitching it on a blue with white flowers, or if you're stitching it on white with blue flowers. So I'm stitching mine on white with the blue flowers. And I could do those snowmen on that white, but they'd be big. So we'll see. That's it. Hope you guys have a good rest of your week. I hope anyone who is getting the snow makes it through okay. No one loses power. There's no damage. I'm expecting, they said heaviest overnight. So we'll probably get out and clear the driveway first thing in the morning, because then it's supposed to, we're right on the coast, so it's supposed to switch to rain, and that just makes it so heavy. I have a feeling this will be like a double cleanup storm. We'll clean up in the morning and then we'll end up cleaning up again. But hopefully we keep power and stay all cozy. Maybe we'll have a movie day, movie stitching day. Unless he has school. I don't even know. All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending time with me, and I will see you later. Bye.